welcome to today's video, and today we'll be doing the lens conversion. Finally, the lenses came. So as you can see, I have the lenses, but they actually have the whole housing. I don't need that. I have a housing already for the projectors, so I need to get the lens out. It's pretty dark. There we go. I need to get the lenses out, this one and that one, give them a nice clean, and then glue them into this housing, because this housing will be housing this. So these are my 3 inches projectors, right? So these are going to be the main headlights of the car, and I also have these strips, which these are going to be my daytime running light and my turn signals. However, I do still have original turn signals on the car, which I was planning to paint them black, and cause I want to have like a black front from the light to the next one. So I wanted to have a black everything. So I'll see how that one plays out. But we got the lenses, and now we can start working on the lights. Definitely today, by the end of this video, this car, the front should be done, because the only thing that was missing was the headlights, and yeah, that's it. So also need to scrape this thing. You can see there's bubbles here and stuff, so I need to get paint remover or thinner. Hoping thinner can remove it. Let's check if it can. Apply quite a bit, and when I start see some black stuff on my finger, I know that the thinner is thinning the paint. Not seeing anything. Oh Jesus Christ, this is not doing it. May take longer than I thought. Let's focus on getting these things on. So the first thing to do would be to give these guys a nice sanding. I already pre-sanded them, but now I have, I think, 220 and 400. So this is going to be mad lust. But you can still paint on with just 220. And also because they're going to be covered by a lens, so you won't really see the lines and stuff. But for now, I'll have to throw a 220 on them, dry sanding, and see how that turns out. So like I said, I've pre-sanded these things already, so they're pretty much smooth and nice. So I'm just gonna do a 400. I'm gonna do a 200 on that one, and then 400 for both of them, and throw some paint. Now 400. Alright, so now we have this all sanded and pretty smooth. So now paint, but I need to get a cloth and wipe if there's any dust remaining. I found cloth, so there's any dust really, but there's some dust here. I need to set this. Wait, oh, here goes nothing. Oh wait, that's the first layer of it. It looks a bit glossy. See how glossy it looks? But it's not glossy, it's matte. I may put some clear if I need to, for it to have that glossy look, and also the light would reflect in it in a black enclosure. I tried it before, and it does make a little bit of a reflection. It's pretty crazy, but it's possible. Alright, so we need to set this to dry somewhere. I don't know where, but the sun is not really hot now, and I'm scared some things may fall on top of the lights, making them not really cool. Where am I gonna put this? Just gonna set them here. Set the other one as well. Alright. So now the next job is to get to remove this lenses away from this housing. Hoping I don't break it. I don't know if you can see, but this is completely open on this side. So if I can get this side out and this one out, this thing will just fall off. Moving stuff. Okay. There we go. Check how easy that was. So this is what we wanted. This needs a wash, so let's set it aside. Progress here. Things are looking pretty well. See, I told you about the dust. Look. Fuck. Fucking hate that. Okay. Now let's do the other lights. Okay. And the glass, this one came out a bit easier. Alright, there they are. It's now bath time. So I just did a mock-up. By having them there, this is what it's gonna look like, right? This is what it's gonna look like, and it's pretty subtle. You can see them there, so it means when I'm standing like this, I can be able to see the LEDs. However, when I'm looking at the car straight, this is what I'm going to be seeing, and I like that. It's cool. I think it's really cool. So this is pretty much a mock-up of what it's gonna look like. All right, let's get it done. Already, I know what it's gonna look, how it's gonna look like, and I can do it for both of them. I've decided that I'm going to glue them according to how we saw on the previous clip, but knowing which light is which. So this is Q-bond glue. This thing is super hard. All right, so now it's time for a seal. I'm going to be using this Victorine's Renzo seal. I don't really have much of it. I don't know if this is gonna pull the job off, or I may need to go get more. But I think I may need to go get more. I'm not sure. Hoping this pulls the job. That one is not gonna need much because the glass is actually for that side, so it just holds nicely. But for this one, it's a different story. So just make sure I have enough on the edges. Right there. Oh, there's still more. Just I can feel there's still more, right? Like hiding behind this whole thing. I can feel there's still more hiding. So that one is pretty much done. What I need to do now is to just put the glass on. It's not this glass. It's this glass. Firstly, fish the wires in. Just rest it. Rest it. So I just want corners that I can hold with Q-bond, so that when this thing dries, it dries with the utmost adhesion. Oh, this one left the chat. All right, so I just got back from buying this thing and some Q-bond for the light there. I think I left this one this way. I think it's fairly tight, but I'm still going to add more and a lot of sealant on the sides. I used Q-bond right here on the corner so it can hold, because the seed was not dry yet. So I'm just going to go around the light with seal, because the lens doesn't move like it used to before. So I can set it down and seal right around there. So I'll be doing that. But check that out, man. That looks pretty sick. That looks pretty sick. So I'm not going to use these accessories that come with it because I have them already. So I'll use the old ones and keep this for the future. But anytime you buy this, it comes with the accessories. So, and do you know, many people didn't know that this is actually used to like get this out. So you just hook it here and you use it to turn this, and then it pushes it out instead of like doing it with your fingers. I was amazed by how many people didn't know that. And as a figure it out guy, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell does this do? What is it doing here? I remember the first time I thought it was to poke this. but turns out it's not. So I normally just use a screwdriver or anything that is sharp to like poke this, and when you pressure it, it's gonna come out anyway. So yeah, also going to use this from the old one to the new one. I'm not gonna cut a new one, they holds pretty well. And then, come on, go away, like that. Sometimes it pops out crazy. So I'll just press it so I have enough roll for that. Okay, just like that. And as you press, it should be, see, it's poking out. So let's get it done. Let's do some air in this thing. I don't know how they feel about this air, because I can literally hear air popping out. Hence why they run out so quick. I wonder if that's people. So it can just line up nicely. Should I was supposed to mask this before so that it sits pretty nice. But anyway, I'll use it. So I would really appreciate a follow. This light is pretty much done. I'll just have to set it down for it to kind of like dry properly. Do you find it better to work with gloves or without? Because I personally enjoy, touching stuff like this without gloves. But some people like wear gloves all the time. So I don't know, you tell me. Let's install the second projector. And all the wires go to that. All the wires go to that. Projector comes in and sits tight. Super tight. And the happiness you to remember the projector is pretty straight. Pretty straight. Because you want to be able to kind of like. This is pretty much applied. And now what's gonna be left would be to put the wires in for the daytime running lights and stuff, and then it's a bit of my fingerprint here. But anyway, it's fine. This is the back. This is not the back. This is bottom. This is top. I'm just going to do these ones together so they become one. That's enough. It's real perfect stuff. And we also leave that to dry. So all of these are done. The wires are coming from this side and all the wires are there. So this is the high beam cutoff. Already I have you can see that I already have male pins on them because I was waiting for this to finish up so I can put a plug and do a seal for the back and also close that, because this was a foil pack light. I don't think I'm gonna need that, but I may just add it for the looks of things. But yeah, that was pretty much what I was doing. So this one is done, and this is how it looks, because I wanted to retain the black stuff. So I was worried that these are going to show too much, the lines there, but they don't. So they do exactly what I wanted. So, and also another nice thing about these lights, these lines here and this whole retro look is because my fogs also have the same lines. So it ties in with the car. So that's pretty cool. And here on the front, this daytime running lights, the halos are not working, but they had a very nice look with them. So I think I may just need to put them back, get new ones, and hook them to the grill as they were before. But yeah, that's pretty much how lights work. Look, pretty sick. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So we're gonna wait for this to dry before we can start touching them around and putting them here and fixing the plugs. The females are already ready, left and right. So I'm just left with the males. After that, I'm going to do some soldering and secure the males, make sure those are cool, and we can have the front done. So for now, I think I'm gonna start trying to get this thing as looking nice as possible, because it doesn't now with all these bubbles. So let's get that done. So I made it Velcro, but I don't have those. But then it's stuck there. So I'm gonna attach that to my sender right there and send the grill. So it looks a bit nice. All right, so sending with the sender works pretty well. Did it there. So when I bought this sender, I thought it was pretty cheap. Little did I know that it didn't actually include the battery and the charger. So flip. Now I'm using my battery for this older version of a Handyland Ryobi cordless drill. So the new ones use one battery pack that can actually fit all their battery powered tools. So this is the older version, but I made it fit. I think you can see some wiring in there inside to kind of like have the contacts going to the negative and positive on that. So I'm using that, and you saw what I did with the Velcro to actually make this. So it's temporarily held by that, and this also works pretty nice. And I'm able to make good progress in terms of sanding. So I just put it with this screw, and I think I need another one because I need to press it down while I'm sanding it, and I couldn't do it in that position that I had. So now I need to open my garage door and so I can have space and sand. After a lot of sanding by hand, because I failed with the sander, the battery ran out, I ended up with this. So you can see I don't have those bubbles anymore. This is just water. So yeah, this would be going back to where it belongs on the car. So this used to be my halo daytime running lights. So because I actually cut some of the grill out or off, I will be painting everything black with the same matte that I have in those headlights. So I'll be painting everything black and putting it back on, and then putting the lights and doing the switch there, the connectors for the lights, and by then the front will be done. So I'll just take the bonnet at the back and put it there to actually see how it's going to look when the bonnet is closed. So yeah, but for now I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and get my system fed up a bit. So I think you remember when we did the wiring for the plugs. So we had a template already that showed which wire goes where. So on a 4-pin, there's ground, DRL positive, low beam and high beam, right? And the indicator has its own connector, which is what we did here. So we have two connectors. This one keeps on coming out. I don't know why, but I'll glue it. This is for the indicator, and this is for the actual headlight. I need that male. So I'm going to wire that according to how this should be done, so that the lights just have a plug, and then the plug plugs everything. So I'm still going to have to do something with this flasher for the high beams. So yeah, let's get that done. So now I just need to solder, and I'm running out of solder wire, but I'll try to solder this. All of this that needs to be soldered, I'll solder them there, and yeah, that will be it. That will be it. All right, so up to so far, the lights are fit. They're in, and they look nice. So now what's left is to kind of like center this one, because it's kind of like facing that side, and See, this one, like I said, this one is a bit straight, and this one, I think you can see that it's a bit outish, so I need to use that bolt to kind of like pull it back in. But so far, this is how they look, and they look pretty sick, to be honest. So I'm just finishing up the wiring, and bad news, I couldn't find one four pin plug for that side. I think you can see that I just did some makeshift stuff, so I would need to look for it. I'm sure I had it somewhere, but I'm pretty tired, so I'm just going to tidy up the wiring and put the grill back on. It's there after paint, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. There we have it. That's the front complete. Oh man, it's been a tough one. It's been very, very long. So all the lights work, everything work as it should. Would need to do something about that light because it's not really straight, it's a bit crooked. And that side is cool. I'm really tired now. I think this is where I'm gonna end it for this video. It's been almost the whole day ever since I started working on this. Almost the whole day, and I want to go relax a bit, lie down a bit and chill. I think it's like half a day, almost the whole day. I think I started this job at about 7 in the morning, and it's now like 2, 3 actually. So non-stop working on it. So hope you like this video. Subscribe for more content of this nature. So I'll be shooting a video at night to kind of like check out how the lights work and how they seem. Cheers. Hi guys, so waited for it to be pretty dark. So my flash is on at the moment, but I just wanna show you how the lights operate or how they work at night. So I'm gonna start with my low beams, and I'm gonna turn the torch off. So that is, I need to disconnect maybe a wire from the relay. I don't know, maybe because fog lights are on as well. Cool. Now this is how the lights look. Yeah, that is really, really cool. And yep, this is how they look. And I don't know if I can be able to find a high beam, because a high beam requires this to have power, and I don't have that now. So but these are my low beams, and I may need to pick them up a bit, but we'll see as time goes. And this is with fogs, so this relay is for the fog lights, so you can see the actual difference. This is with fogs. Still need to change that yellow one, but all right. Now the turn off the low beams. These are fogs only and daytime running. So this is how the car would look at night. This is sick. It gets brighter when you get closer, but these are the actual LEDs. I don't know if this is gonna focus. There we go. That side as well. Let's try indicator. Oh, I'm just gonna do hazards. Yeah, that's pretty bright. And with lights on, just want to see if they are actually visible from far. everything is on and they are visible. Alright, and daytime running lights only with fogs. Let's see. Still need to fix my cluster. Do that, only fogs. And this is how I'm gonna be driving most of the time. This way. Sick.